Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Free to attend and free to vend. Swing on by LibraryCon, October 11th, 2025, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Benton County Public Library on 102 North Van Buren Avenue, Fowler, Indiana, 47944. We look forward to seeing you there. There are still slots open for vendors and always looking for more attendees. Again, LibraryCon. Good morning, Nevermornings. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Ooh, my voice cracked a little bit at the end. I was a little sharper going into that. Good morning. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you by sales of. We don't need those. We do need that. Yeah, we'll use this one. The Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, all part of my ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled the sword to teaching the art to others. Oops. Is writing the wrong about being so argumentative? Oh. The Simple Spear is being argumentative. Good. Good books. We'll be talking about these things in the near future. And the Big Sloppy Robot line of books and games, guaranteed to help you burn some time for very little money. And, of course, Hainson Hellfire, a dark secret, has claimed 2 lives since hunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness, and none of this would be brought to you in the style that it is without our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. That's ndcd.org. Your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, and musicians. Thought I'd mix it up today. Give it a little try. Good morning. How are all of you? Accountability time. We're going to go right into it. On the off chance there's some folks who don't know who I am, my name is Nicholas Tockert, freelance author, artist, and musician. And the show is about supporting small businesses. It is about building people up. And it is about an hour of some of the strangest material you may or may not find. Let's talk accountability. First off, you will see an object over this shoulder. that has been acquired. Uh, Not purchased, but acquired. Uh, as part of a plan to be of service to the Benton County Public Library and its constituents and a whole lot of BSR fans if I can get this going properly in the next couple of weeks. Guess what my project is? I also had the privilege, because yesterday was Thursday, but it was the last Thursday of the month, of going down and we'll say attempting to run a RPG night over at the Benton County Public Library, which incidentally I will be at Saturday, October 11th from 10 till 2, where Mandy and I will be vending, probably testing out some new materials, and will at minimum be joined by Brian K. Morris. Come out. I know it's a short situation, but it is free to attend, free to vend. It's what got us back on the cycle, and even though people love StompCon, and I mean, you missed us at StompCon? Yeah, you did, some of you, and you'll never know what goes on in the Green Kitchen, but you'll know that some idiot made the counters too high. Anyway, not first, I've run some other things, but our main event for a while was LibraryCon. And we grew it into doing StompCon and doing IndieCD.con, as well as, the classics, where we would attend ArcticCon and RegionCon as they have been available. But IndieCD.com, LibraryCon actually has proven to be one of the most important events in my life, even though we've had to skip it for a couple of years while we calibrated the running of the two cons and, expanding, because it's where I really got in with the amazing, the incomparable Brian K. Morris, my mentor, my colleague, the man who does so much of what I do so right, and the reason I have this show. So there has been a quiet clamor for the resurrection of LibraryCon. As I am able to manifest that, I think that I needed to happen. Spoke with my wife, and we are back doing LibraryCon. The interim was nice to have the expansions and do what we did, but we don't want to give up what we love. So I hope to see some of you there. I know many of you are already scheduled. This year's a little bit short in the notice, and that's okay. But it's an excuse. It's an excuse to hang out in the lovely basement of the Benton County Public Library, talk shop, and it really does. For you smaller vendors and people who are just getting into it or want to speak to some of the old hats of conventioning, you want to know small cons, I can talk small cons. I've attended small to medium cons a lot. I have worked many of them. I run them. You want to talk bigger cons? We have amazing individuals who can share their wisdom. It's a great chance to look at what works, what doesn't, and try to move forward. So I want you guys to all elevate. Plus, it's a chance to see possibly some locals like our dear friends Churro and Grim. I'm sorry, some of my friends swap handles, and I have to be careful to keep names somewhat correct. Not my strong suit. However, speaking of those fine individuals, I got to see both of them, as well as my main gaming group, kind of the core of the group yesterday. And while the game sputtered. We had a lot of fun. We talked a lot. We didn't quite work like we should have for a lot. I cannot express to you guys, and I really can't. I cannot put it to words what the incredible feeling of love and kindness and acceptance that I get when I run my games. The kids that attend that, and I mean this, are some of the most wonderful, amazing individuals I've ever met. And that, like I said, they treat me with a kindness I am not accustomed to. It always shocks me. Like it has become my monthly reminder that there is good in this world, and it is indeed worth fighting for, Mr. Frodo. I love what I get to do for the community. I love being a place that can be safe for these kids. Right now, as many of us are navigating the realities of what is and will likely be going on, that that idea of having a safe space where they can escape from it, because for them it's their normal. Understand, for these kids, oh fellow gray hairs, their normal has been the madness that has been going on for the last 10 years. Actually, I'd say, well, last 25. Think about it. Let's talk about briefly the last 5 years, last 10 years. What these kids have grown up through. And despite all of it, and despite some of the issues that they have, because they're kids, they're tweens and teens that I work with primarily, although I'll be putting a lot more on my plate in the field of service to the library very soon, because I've been requested to, and it's necessary. Think of what their definition of normal is. And that they survive and thrive in it just absolutely blows my mind. I am eternally impressed and proud of these children. And I'm sure that my teenagers, especially those who are aging out, yeah, I've been doing this program a couple of years, but it's been just long enough for kids to start aging out of the tween and teen program. So I actually have to start a adult program. Wow. But what they endure and what they deal with and how they choose to deal with it gives me hope. Honestly, it gives me hope, and it gives me occasionally a profound sadness. Not only for that they did not grow up in a time of relative peace and sanity, but that I didn't get to grow up necessarily with people like them, or at least more people like them. It is a rare and wonderful thing to find your tribe friends, and it's also a rare and wonderful thing to to be able to look and see, despite everything, at least in small groups, because that's my sample size and it's very, very specific, there are children who in many ways are genuinely better people than we were. I mean that. I don't get into this a lot, but please bear with me. Those of you who know Amanda and I have a lovely son named Alexander, who I'm sure at some point or another will interrupt my program to try to get me to uh, run dishes and locate a spoon or something like that. Bless his heart for it. He's starting to get. This is his second month doing it, and we're working on it. But Xander presents us with certain challenges that I don't regret for a nanosecond, though some people try to make me. But because of Xander's challenges and a mature understanding that those challenges were not caused by Tylenol, acetaminophen, by the way, which someone with a occasionally debilitating speech impediment, such as I, can crank right out. Anyway, that was a bit of a low blow. I probably shouldn't have made it, but I don't. Let me check. I think I will schedule feeling bad about that particular one February 30th of 2026. Okay? So you come see me February 30th of 2026 and I'll feel bad about taking that shot. But otherwise, man, I'm in the mood. We understand that due to his situation, and probably the only real lament I have in the vast majority of this, we won't be having any more children. And now, you consider our age and more than a few of the conditions that at least I lug around. It would not be prudent. It would not be prudent at this juncture. Wow, that's a callback. I made a Reagan callback. Wow. To have more kids biologically. And financially, we can't afford to traditionally adopt. And honestly, I just wanted to cackle. But in many ways, because of the library and because of the programs I'm running, I keep acquiring kids. And not that way. There are many lists I'm sure I'm on, and many of them held by the government, but not that one. No. And no, I do not have an SCP number. Nice try, though. And the kids I have occasionally used a title. Very, very few people have. Seriously, a couple of them have called me dad. And my heart just goes mush because for all my bravado and braggadocio and obvious extreme toxic masculinity here, I am basically a big softie. I think it's part of that whole manatee man package, don't hate Pote, but it's a privilege and a joy and an honor, and being able to be of service and maybe make the world a little better for those kids and have them accept Xander, understanding who and what Xander is a gift beyond measure. So my game days, for all the extreme silliness, are one of the most important things I think I do, and that's pretty cool. So there's that. Now, I have to admit, in game prep, was not able to do a Nick Knows Nerf. So I will probably do a Nick Knows Nerf segment on today's show, briefly. I may end up folding that show more often as a segment as part of Nevermind the Furthermore when appropriate, until a few things rattle down. Because, believe it or not, it takes so much time and effort to edit and video process standalone videos instead of put out the VODs, etc., and live streams that I do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run Joe's ad. I'm going to run Joe's ad, and then I'm going to come back, probably do a Nick Knows Nerf segment, just because there's some stuff I want to tell you, and I think we could use. While I'm very happy with what I'm discussing in many ways, it's very bittersweet, and that's not what you guys need on a happy Friday. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to briefly dip into the wonderful world of ads and remind you how I'm able to afford to be here, and give you a chance to all appreciate the tremendous work Mr. Joe Bachman and his lovely wife, Trelena, put towards making all this elegance, all this refinement that you see here possible. And then we'll come back into some silly Nick Knows Nerf, and then I will get to my slightly delayed chat, and we'll go on. I don't have a lot of external plans today, so I think that's a good one to get going on. So I'll see you in a minute and a half. Okay, we'll just have to do it this way. 1 second. That's right, folks. We are doing a Nick Knows Nerf segment. Right now, the reason I'm interrupting my program for this is I do have a bit of breaking news I had to confirm. First off, there is a big transitional shift in the Nerf world. And what it is our good friends over at Hasbro are trying to make this, much like Fetch, a thing. And this is the N1 dart. Whether it is a fad or not, it is dominating the OG Nerf line, much to a great many people's chagrin. In the process of doing that, they're also shutting down, by all known metrics, the Nerf Pro line, which just uses half darts like these and custom magazines. Right now, technically, there is the Nerf Strife X, or is it the Nerf Pro Strife? I throw that. I think it's the Strife X. However, that's still priced like it's a debut blaster, hobby blaster, and it's well in the three digits. It should not be that much, and it's still not selling. And the custom mags they had for it were dubious. But the Nerf Pro ones actually were decent blasters. The first release were problematic because Nerf kind of had to rush them due to a new company hitting the scene called Siren. Now, why does that matter? Nick, you said things are getting cheap. Walmart is discontinuing their Nerf Pro lines, and they're discontinuing their lines of more traditional blasters that use what we call the Elite Dart. So, wow, I actually have access not only to an Elite Dart today, but I have access to an actual Nerf branded Elite Dart. Is this? Yeah. These dudes. Now, that means you can go to local Walmarts and start checking clearance bins, because you can find things like, hold on, this bad boy. This is the Nerf Driller. They tried to resurrect a bit of the love for the Zombie Strike line, which was very popular. But in doing so, they it didn't quite hit because it wasn't quite the same. Now, I'm unboxing this one because it was slightly damaged packaging-wise in shipping, and I've had to put some parts together for it. But you'll excuse me while I do this. These were originally selling at let's see, $23.88. Oh, there are some actual Nerf branded darts in here I will need at some point. Wow, they gave me far more than I forgot they gave me this many darts. Cool. I think it's like 10. So I have a whole bunch of darts that I will theoretically use and then switch out to my Dart Zone darts anyway. Yeah. I'm like, wow, more? How many came in this box? 16? Okay. That's insane math for Nerf, because this is a 5-round blaster, and it is clear. Single action revolver style. Now, why do I like this blaster? Why am I talking about it? Because it's going for $6. I bought several. I will probably flip them at my usual price for a blaster at $10 so that I can afford to keep buying blasters for the program. It's still half what they would be if you tried to buy them off the shelf, and they're going away. Why do I like this blaster? Why am I talking about it especially now? I'm talking about this blaster because I consider this one of the absolute best and safest blasters on the market, because there is very little doubt with this cross section that this is indeed a Nerf blaster and not a actual firearm. It functions basically like a hammer shot. 5 rounds of single action foam flingy goodness. It's a little spicier than usual. If I remember, it was in the 70s. A little spicy, for Nerf. Quality blaster, great sidearm, and it has some mod potential because the Lord knows I might just do an edit on this piece, remove it, spray paint this whole thing, the shell bright orange, and then as it is based on drill designs, I suspect this will hit very nice in drill holsters, making it easier as a tactical option. This is my reasoning. But at $6, if you can get to your local Walmart, consider doing so. There were some other deals that are out there. The Nerf Rifle Charger, which is a battery-powered, magazine-fed rifle launcher, was going for $8, which is insane. I saw the price tag on the shelf. I did not see the product on the shelf. Meanwhile, if one were to cruise eBay, the high-power pro blasters called the Mauler by a company called Siren, which is owned by LaserX, the guys who do laser tag, they're going for under $9 or just over 10 right now on eBay. This is amusing since Walmart has expanded their line and they are going for between 40 and 50 on the shelf at Walmart. So those of you who are looking to gift people blasters, especially level blasters, especially this Christmas, now is the time to hop on there and get those. I also secured. Now these I bought these several weeks ago, but the sale's still going on. I just want to make sure that I get what I ordered and no shenanigans before I announce something like this. The Blink, which I have not seen at Walmart shelves at all, usually goes. This one I got. Its going price, its original price was $92. Its sale price on here is $27. I paid less than that. I think I paid $23. I will charge this up. It is a LiPo, rechargeable, full auto, actually tunable. So there are two knobs. You can actually tune how powerful it hits. So it's FPS, feet per second, and you can tune its rate of fire. So how many darts it shoots per second or per minute. I want to say it maxes out at either 7 or 3, but you could kind of dial in what you like. It has been said that it stalls out a little bit at its weakest settings, and there is the slight possibility of it ripping the heads off of darts at its highest, but that's when you start getting into high level kind of insane feet per second, insane ranges. They're both remarkably reliable little blasters. The ergonomics are complained about by some people. I'm going to go into that in either a full Nick Nose Nerf, but it's something that I think needs to be discussed. It's something that needs to be widely known. So I'm letting you guys know that in the interests of expanding the wonderful world of foam flinging, I'm also silly scope. I should have put that on. Good. There we are. Not that I need it. But it means I have a growing collection of new in-box blasters that I can flip later. And my goal is, like all my blasters, I try to flip them for roughly half the retail cost or less, provided I make enough profit that I can actually continue the cycle, because my goal is not to get rich on my Nerf side of things. My goal is to get more blasters in people's hands, and they may not be able to make it down to the sales I find or get on eBay at the time I do it because I'm insane. So, I have a stash of the Pro blasters. I have a stash of the Nerf Pro magazines for both the Torrent and the Sender. I have a few Maulers. Now, there is some discussion. They may be sold. They may be made available for a Nerf marksmanship program I am considering for the older teens and, young adults kind of situation. I'm pondering. I have to see if there's interest, and I have to see if I can do it in a manner that I would consider safe. So I have options. If you are interested in such things, and I know you through here, let me know, and I will send you links if applicable. If not, you're interested and you just want to buy direct from me, I do that. I also have a selection of blasters that will be coming up that I will be selling, not for the reason I'm not donating them to the Benton County Public Library like I do the others is they don't meet the criteria of blasters that I choose to donate. I don't donate blasters that incur additional costs to the library. That means I don't want to donate blasters that require batteries to operate to the library because there's the possibility of a kid getting it and then their parents not being able to afford the batteries to run it. And that would be a tragedy. If it turns out that there is difference in that, cool, but I can't afford to put out with the cost of batteries, the batteries to run it on top of everything else. So we're working on that. Thank you for tolerating me with doing a Nick Knows Nerf segment. There may be more of these. This may go back to a separate show when I can get a little more together. I am just intensely swamped with, I'm in the middle of my con busy season, and I now have a convention every 2 weeks, basically. And then a family get together, the possibility of dealing with festivals or other things, because I think Feast is coming up and we are probably going to Feast of the Hunter's Moon. So I'm going to be a busy boy while trying to learn and not have the Nick field short out one of these two devices and possibly the ancient one that is still in styrofoam. We shall see. But I'm going to run an ad. I'm going to try to swap back over to our usual stuff. And I'm going to get into my much... actually, I have to swap back over to run an ad. So let's just do this. And let's run an ad. And I'll be back. Alrighty, folks, we're back, and we're where we need to be. I am hundreds of comments behind. I will jump ahead to this because I see it. Ollie's is more like Big Lots than Walmart. It is actually, Ollie's bought out Big Lots. It is a overstock clearance kind of store, and wonderful store when you can find them. But we will get into that when we get into that. I have comment dumps interfering my ability to scroll up to my comments. So we're going to go through the comments. I am going to be blasting through the greetings because I prattled for 40 minutes trying to work through some things that are going on. And I'm sure you guys all understand. First through the doors, Dan Hallfield. Good morning, Dan. Can't wait to see how your projects have been going. Hey, Dan, morning all. And hello, Donna. And hello, Foxy. And hello, Trillana. How are you, my dears? I like the ratio. Anyway, and here's Dawn Dulas. Yes, and though it is 40 minutes in, if I don't remind her of her fashionable felines buddy in short chat, which you can read about on Facebook, she won't get to squee. And a day without a Dawn squee is just a dark day indeed. Really, Ted, you need to get out there and make her squee more often, one way or another. Now, moving on. Hello from Uncle Carl. Hello, Carl Witzman. How are you? And greetings. And Carl woke up late. I knew I was running late when Don capped a Muncie before me. I'm going to tell you that every time I hear the phrase so-and-so capped a Muncie, because of my upbringing and slang of aspects of my youth, I see Dawn walking down the street, like reaching out, tying on a bandana, pulling a chrome-plated, like a deagle out of her purse, and just blasting away at a QR code running for its life because it was in the wrong neighborhood. I don't know why I find the image so funny, but I really do, of just seeing you guys walking around like the hardest crew ever, just doing drive-bys on Muncies. I don't know why that's so funny, but it really is to me. There are times I choose not to properly educate myself on a subject because my delusions and misinformation are infinitely funnier than the actual truth. I got up early, says Dawn, so I could get in the shower. We are pro showers. As to help me wrap my, as me calls it, paw, so it doesn't get wet. Understood. The room of verdant color should be very interesting tonight. I have a feeling folks have been holding back all week. It's been a week. Poor little paw, indeed. They weren't holding back very well on Creatives at Play. We were playing. Leave us alone. Trey says, be back and restart the computer. Everything running slow. I understand that. And who weren't? I don't know. We were angels. Carl continues his accountability, got the monkey fist out of the tree, then used fishing line. It worked better. Now the entire antenna is higher in the tree. We shall test it later. Fascinating. I feel like Trey's computer and I have things in common. I need a reset. Me too. Yes, you all need to take a nap and then learn various styles of applied violence, either Nerf or stick-based. I think so. Sounds like Foxy needs one too. Oh, and on stick-based, be sure to drop by the Historical Fencing Guild when I get the link up for tonight. I may be in negotiations to do something really, really cool, or at least have something done really cool. However, it will be the thing I dread the most, expensive, and it probably won't come anywhere near fruition until after Christmas, because the individual I am in business with right now, that I will talk more about, is going to be swamped until then, because obviously they will. Accountability. Me, I guess. Ooh, look at you. Accountability finished remaking the bed the other night, made recipe with mother-in-law zucchini brownies that came out pretty well. And today is a day of rest or playing with the pup, whichever comes first. I approve of almost that entire comment. That sounds like a great setup. As for writing, I got very little done. Too busy putting together Donna's new storage shelf yesterday. That's doing something. And a fine job you did. Excellent. Uh, Carl and Donna, I should mention Author Expos tomorrow in Peoria, Illinois, for those of us in the area. Peoria Civic Center, 10 to 5. Donna and I will not be able to make it. Thanks, Donna. I cannot find the image that I was going to upload for an event that is coming up this weekend as well. I will have to check that out. So let me run an ad, and I'll be back, and we'll hit that.
In 1948, a man was found dead on the beach. But he hadn't just washed up. Oh no, he was very nicely propped up against the seawall, very well dressed. But there were no labels in his clothes. They had all been cut out. Very mysterious, the police thought. And then they found, rolled up in his pocket, a piece of paper from a novel that said Tamam Shud. When they finally traced it, it came back to the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. But it got even more strange, because in the back of the book, when they found that it had been torn out of, there was a code, a secret code that has not been cracked to this very day. When they finally found his suitcase, it had a mysterious jumble of items, some which were very hard to explain. Also in the back of the book was the phone number of a very mysterious nurse. What did she have to do with the death of the Somerton man? Find Death and Love Down Under, a novel by Carl Witzman, on Lulu.com in both ebook and print format.
I am having a bit of difficulty, and I don't know. It shouldn't be working the way it is, so I can't bring that image up, and I am very, very confused as to how that is happening. So give me just one more moment. My folders aren't either. A whole bunch of files have vanished from one of my folders, or something is just not. There we go. It's there, and I should be able to drag and drop it. Cool. Sorry, we were having a bit of technical difficulty, and I am a little perplexed as to how I was having technical difficulty, but I think I understand what happened. I was asked to talk this coming Monday. There is a bookstore you can contact through Facebook from Stacy's Book Rack, and apparently she is selling some amazing books, and there will be free giveaways. Shipping is $5 basically, with $1. Okay, $4.75. Save that quarter. With $1 for each additional. That's predictable. That's nice. It's all going on the Stacy's Book Rack Buyers Club, starting at noon Central Time. Again, Central Time. You know what the time you guys all like, 1 a.m. Oh, 1 a.m. Wow, 1 a.m. 1 p.m. Eastern Time for what I have to deal with. But Dawn has already purchased and sent some samples to me, and they are of the highest quality. So from what I've heard, Stacy's a wonderful lady, and I just want to hook her up with a little bit of extra plug, because that's how we roll around these parts. I'll probably mention that tomorrow during my show as well, and we'll see if we can't get a link to throw in the chat. Now that we're back, we're going to go back to the comments and get rolling. Do you need a reset? I need a reset. Bed, a storage shelf, Peoria. Thanks, Donna. Don't forget to like and share, folks. Yeah, I put a lot of work into these, and this is going to be a longer one, so please like and share. Grant's newest Memoirs of the Morbid Orange volume is on Kickstarter right now, and Botrix correctly joined the channel 50 minutes ago. Hi, Botrix. Nothing but love, bro. Anyway, it's already 40% fulfilled. Isn't that great? I think so. Trey is back. She's back again. Foxy says, woo. I'm still deciding if I want to go or not. Doc Olson is scheduled to be there, and I haven't seen him since he was in that. Dawn, we discussed this. If this is the event we discussed, never let drama of the past interfere with you having a good time. If you have to go somewhere, sometimes you have to go places that aren't, that, you know, other people you don't like are going to be there. Ignore them if possible, blow them off if necessary, but they shouldn't be able to dictate you having a good time. Hey, Trey. Hi, Churro. Oh, go. I had such fun with Churro and the others last night. It was amazing. And the things I'm going to do to those poor gamers in the near future delight me. Go if you feel like it, Don. Don't let others decide your plans, because they're not the main character. Hey, Churro. Hey, Churro. Everyone's saying, we got greetings. Greetings. And I'm blasting through anything that's a greeting right now. Already had 3 cups of coffee since 5:30. I need to refill my water bottle later. I need both. Hey, Churro. Hi, Donna. Library Con. We should be there as long as I don't get sequestered on a sequestered jury. You are more than welcome. Hey, yes, you do, Dan. Safe for phones? Jury duty on a Saturday? Only if it's sequestered. My greatest fear. And, oh, the lovely Kat Rothmel. Oh, I love this woman so much. Good morning and happy Friday. How you doing? My coffee is iced and so am I. Oh, go. How can you be so cool and so hot at the same time? I swear my hair just frizzed in delight. Well, they do try hard to not get a sequestered jury over the weekend, so there's hope. City doesn't like to spend the money on motels. Indeed. Hey, we did a pretty good job actually playing. We started before 7 this time. I know, only 2 hours of chicanery. My brain grabbed shenanigans and chicanery and tried to squish them, and it wasn't working. No, actually, I got derailed. So I will send Churro that pic. There's a good chance I forgot. He probably forgot. Not naughty Nick. I am. I will send it to. I got a great photo of Churro in the green room. I'll send that to Nick too. Yes, please do. Yes to those. Haha. Now my computer wants to update and reboot. Be right back. I see no little swirly buttons on mine, so I am A-okay. Did y'all see Furball has a ginger cat they named Dawn? I'm sure. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, there are a few of us from the duck and cover generations. And Fafo generation here. Yes. Xander. I know that guy. Love that kiddo. Hi, Xander, when you wake up. Hey, Xander, are you up or are you sleeping in? Oh, you're still in bed? Okay. Don says hi. He says hi. My office shares a wall with his bedroom, so normally he gets woken up at least 3 days a week by me greeting you guys profoundly. It may be part of why I do it. Xander gets more done than I do in campaigns. He's doing great. I love having him. Make sure you tell him I said hi. 1 second. I didn't want to dox one of your names, so I had to click and go. But waiting for Tylenol to strike back. So am I. He does genuinely. My friends from school all know you as my dad. We call the bio one sperm donor. I'm gonna cry again. Oh, thank you. Nothing wrong with being dad. Grows on one, indeed. Hi, Fugarex. I'm enjoying your stream, by the way. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Um, I don't Discord very well, and I'm sure you're a bot looking at this, but I'm gonna keep going, and we'll see. And if you're not a bot, welcome aboard. I get a lot of bots from Kick. My first 50 years were me being raised to raise kid. It's a vocation well worthwhile. Thesis would have been a good dad if things hadn't shaken out the way they did. I agree. He's much better with kids than I usually am. I know his little cousin still sees him more as of a father figure than her sperm donor who's in and out of prison like her mom. That's rough. Parts of me would have been a good mom, but it wasn't in my cards for me to have kids, to have two legs. Yeah, some of us carry that. Same Dawn, and good thing cousin has thesis for stability. Furry kids count. We can try to be there for her as much as we can. Well, no, that is another Garbo link. If furry kids count, then I'd be a lovely mom. However, children are not for me. No, furry kids will be probably your preferred future. Although, shockingly, uh, I think you'd be an excellent mother. Although I think you like Trey, will be happier in the crazy aunt role, and I mean that with the highest of praise. I suppose Donna will want to go to Walmart today for Nerf. Ha! Hey, nothing wrong with that. I'm an aunt, older sister figure, and I love that. You should. You're amazing. My nose itches. That's what happens when I clean my study. Anyway, Churro, need I remind you, young lady, walking to Walmart is not a safe option or a wise decision? No, but we are working to expand the Tockert taxi service to certain events. So we shall see. You know I don't support our local Walmart. I make no promises, Dawn. JK, if I wanted to go to Walmart, I'd convince my mom to take me somehow. We walk to our Walmart all the time, but it's just across the street. And Grim says, boo! Ah! That's probably going to show up as a thumbnail from Carl. I really need to get that and then do the negative color reversal so it looks like I've been killed by a Dalek. Not enough back roads to get there without dying of heat stroke. Please don't. I don't like any of that sentence, so please don't. And hi, Grim. And I also have too many health problems to gestate. I love being an aunt and a fur baby mom. Excellent. Luckily, Foxy, mine's a 35-minute drive. Churro! Hey, Grim, Donna. I grew up in an area like that. I remember it well. Hey, Grim. Hi, Grim. Will you have some of the $10 blasters at LibraryCon? I was genuinely thinking about doing just that. It'll probably be the older ones, but we will see. Hey. Or have friends who live in Peoria and are willing to go on an Ollie's running. Oh! I still have my small collection of the secret, not meant to go to the public Nerf blasters that are tucked downstairs. And they're my precious. You are incredible, Dawn. I'm glad you're enjoying my stream, even though you are a bot with the same language as the previous one. Hopefully, Ollie's in Danville will open soon. I guess Lafayette should be getting a second Ollie's because Lafayette bought out Goodwill. It's not open yet. I don't know if that one's open. How is that? Let me know. Danville has a very good Chinese restaurant. Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday to all. Weekend is upon us. I hope that all of us have an enjoyable one ahead. My weekend this weekend will be a very quiet weekend, just due to the lineup of getting paid and outlays we've had to do post-convention and pre-convention for the next one. Well, not the next one, actually. The one after that, because that'll be LodgeCon November 1st and 2nd, which I tragically couldn't take Churro to, because while I don't mind giving rides, I can't afford extra hotel situations. Chris covers it ear for squee. Hey, Chris. Hi, Chris. There's an Ollie's in Dalton and Chattanooga in my area. Cool. Yes, Ollie's is like Big Lots, and they actually bought Big Lots. It's a dead stock store. They get in a bunch of items that are no longer produced and sell them cheap. That's where I've gotten several of my other Nerf guns for my sales collection. Think of Ollie's as Big Lots, but with slightly better stuff. Indeed. We don't have them yet. Love me some Ollie's and Bailey's and Richards. Okay. See, Cat, if it's still there, has access to one of my favorite stores in the world. It's called Sharps. And Sharps is, I don't want to say it's shady because that sounds wrong, but it has a very fell off the back of a truck, slightly damaged item store. You find some really interesting things. And at one point when we were very, very poor, and Xander, because of his special needs, largely lived off of just pasta. We had actually lost the house, and we were staying in the little apartment attached to my parents' garage. So we had gone from a 4-bedroom house to a studio apartment, and things were scary tight. But I don't know if it was a restaurant supply something, but they had 20-pound bags of pasta for $1. And I remember buying everything they had. So we had nearly 300 pounds of pasta. Lost a whole lot of everything, but we had in this little place just stacked up all over these huge bags of spaghetti. It helped get us through really dark days, bad berries days. So I will always regard Sharps as a place of joy. Always bought out Big Lots. Yep, that's what I heard. I don't know if Big Lots is going to stay a functioning tight brand, or if they're going to all be converted to Ollie's. But yep. And greetings for Cat. Dawn's squealing for her babies. Probably won't have one locally either. Maybe up north. It could be. And more greetings. And first exposure to Ollie's was through my ex-girlfriend. That didn't ruin my experience with all Ollie's. I'm glad to hear that. And hey, a Cat. Foxy, yes, how is the hip going? It's getting stronger every day. Good, because we're going to have to go out and do art safaris and shenanigans soon. Oh, good. Next month's the ad featuring Dawn in a bandana on a leather jacket. Do it, Carl. It could be epic. You're all just walking down the street, snapping menacingly. No. Well, need a leather jacket. I suppose I could do that. It's time to cap. Here's our rat. Double blast and make it last. No! Okay, wait. Okay, hold on. If ever there was a segue for a video, that was a segue. See you in 56 seconds.
It's time to scan, that is the plan, with Carl and Dawn to catch a fawn or unicorn. We're so forlorn, we got a Koepp, so here's our rep. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we've got to Munsey. Download that app and help us Koepp, and you can play it too. Munsey is good exercise, good for your heart and for your thighs. Dawn is such a lovely lass. Come on, Dawn, get off your chair. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we got to Munsey. Download that app and help us Koepp, and you can play it too.
All right. Apparently, they're expecting a polar vortex problem this year. So winter will be highly illogical. We'll put it that way. I went for unpredictable, came out illogical. These things happen. Let me see. We have that. I have an extra leather jacket down, and jacket and scarf would be pink ladies qualified. Too bad we're not closer. I have a neat wine-colored one you could borrow. Oh my gosh, I'm jealous. I have one you can borrow too. And presto pimento. Hypothetically, banana question. Hypothetically, if there were a banana that were developed that had roughly the flavor with hints of custard, similar to a Gross Michael, Bib Mike, but a peel with an outer fuzz that might be able to wash off, similar like a peach, not a peep. Don't eat fuzzy peeps. Would it still be acceptable if the outer fuzz on the peel was thicker like the peel of a keywork? Would it still be? Here's the thing. On that, and it is a great question. I think there would be resistance at first, but what would happen is either some influencer or famous chef, your Alton Browns, your George Ramsay. I don't need an alternate world where there's someone else like Gordon Ramsay running around. He scares me. I have nightmares about Gordon Ramsay coming up and telling me my kitchen isn't clean enough. I also have nightmares about Alton Brown showing up and taking away all our kitchen knives. That's why Mandy has on the wall a knife fashioned from a canned fruit lid that is literally on a little cardboard sheath up on the cabinet that says "in case of Alton Brown." But that being said, if it's delicious, we'll eat it. If somebody famous says it's good for you or whatever, people will eat it. If it's cheap, many people will eat it. LOL. I've never had so much leather thrown at me at one time. Dawn. Really, Dawn. At one time, you've been in the wrong circles. Thanks for the ad. Nick, you might be downloading an update in the background. I found what was going on. It got fixed, and little BB is discovering mom's bathroom. Oh, that sale is my kryptonite. I understand. No updates. I just got the thing where I want them. If anyone looked at the back of my car and saw the books floating around it, her fault. I don't blame you. And there's the link. Stacy's groups, Stacy's Book Rack Buyers Club. Send me that link direct so I can make sure I'm signed up. I don't think I'll actually have any money, but heck with her. I have a haircut in the morning, so deciding if I want to get all the energy together. Okay, here's what you're going to do. You are going to take it incredibly easy couple days before, okay? You're going to go get your hair cut. You are going to wear something that makes you feel like a boss. And you're going to go to that convention, even if it's briefly, solely to walk in with as much main character energy as you can generate. And Dawn, I'm sure you can generate some main character energy and get what you need done. And I'm going to skip that bot. Oh, you charging up too much or just to trim? Oh, changing it up. And we'll skip the bots. Yeah, I'd have to go into Kick to do that. It's a pain in the butt. I'll have to go down to the barn later and find the sander attachment for my multi-tool so that Lynn and I have a sander to use on the wall. That's cool. We're hoping that the wall fully painted before 5. Rock on. You're getting there, Dan. And we're joined by Joe Bachman. Good morning, folks. Just got back on to the office after a small excursion to the job site. Rock on. I hope, you knocked heads together because, come with me and you'll see a world of OSHA violations. Slowly, though. Come with me and you'll see. I don't really want to sing any slower than that. Slowly but surely. You're doing good. Keep it up. Hi, Joe. Greetings for Joe. Greetings for Joe. Churro greets Joe. I missed a squeak. So squeak. Nick, I could sneak into a suitcase. It'd be like a... Joe! One of my goals to my children that aren't of my blood is to try to prevent them from being easily gathered up by evil white vans and trafficked places. I worry constantly. I'm a dad. It's my job. Please. I say, please be careful. You are tiny, and you are. Cheryl gave me a big hug and did the jump up, and I caught her one-armed. And all I could think is, oh my Lord, what a delicate little thing you are. And like Papa Bear extra protective energy just went, which is bad because it's like I do not have the funds to properly protect all the people I want to protect. So all that goes on, and I can fit into a suitcase. I don't want you in a suitcase, child. Barn run, be right back. And greetings. And Sharps is still open. An old friend of mine used to work there. Cool. I love Sharps. Accountability. Getting a lawnmower for the house this weekend. The reason can be explained in the green room tonight. Oh my. Okay. Oh, fun. Okay, Calvin is destroying the office. Reminding me it's lunchtime. See ya, Carl. See ya, Carl. Speaking of green room, Trelena and I will probably be late tonight, heading to the Scarecrow Festival tonight for pork chop dinner. I'm so envious. And yes, Art Safari. Adding my chair before I go. Big Lots tried to get fancy and raise their prices. If you don't know your customers and your role for your customers, forgetting where you came from can get you in a bad place. And that's what happened. A chair. And my shouting chair works when I actually hit the microphone cut in. Yeah. Our water department is going to be busy this winter if we're going to have issues with polar vortex. Yeah. I do not envy you guys with that. Okay, lunchtime later's all. Indeed, polar vortex usually goes east of us. That's where we are. Fuzzy Peeps was my band name. Oh, God. Although that is a great band name. Anyway, see you later. I'm not afraid of Alton Brown. I loved Iron Chef America. But that's because he wasn't the main focus of the show. Oh, it was a great show. No, It's just a long story. I'm afraid of him coming and stealing my knives. Every time I get an update, AI crud is back with a vengeance. Yes, and each time you can disable less of it. Yep. This is bad time that Stacy announced there's free shipping for orders over $50. It is bad because I am broke. But Nick, you got these blasters a while ago before sudden Nick gets to throw money at things. Nick, you got that 3D printer. I did not exchange funds for that 3D printer. Simple promises to facilitate the Big Stompy Robots Club if I am able to. Yes. So I have to get that going to make Big Stompy Robots for the teens and kids and adults. Everybody gets Big Stompy Robots. Woo! But I have no money. Dawn, you're evil, you know that. WowBots have been busy over here. Okay. Thank you. Indy. Nick, you got that hot Gene Wilder Willy Wonka energy. Thank you. He is up there. Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka is very much up there in my influences. I mean, my ultimate influence will still and always probably be Dick Van Dyke's Bert from Mary Poppins. Boy, I will tell you this. Boy, did the here you have to have job counseling like 2 weeks before you graduate. Oops, we didn't do anything with you. People get really annoyed by saying, I want to grow up to be Bert from Mary Poppins. Or run a noodle stand. I run a hot dog stand. Maybe I'll run a noodle stand. It's not too late. LOL, I didn't think that you'd stress you out so much. I've been told my whole life you're easy to kidnap. No survival instincts in this brain. There is no way to say, for your own protection, I wish to acquire you and like keep you in a churro preserve without it sounding terrible. But this is why I need to be wealthy. Haha, Joey, I was trying to log in and you beat me to it. I've been told that too, Churro. Eat cake, it makes you harder to carry off. And Garbage Bot. Sorry, my kick is I can't really monitor it right now. Things. I love Guys Grocery Games. Very eye-catching. Yes. Evil me, huh? Uh-huh. Because I don't have $50 to spend. Come with me and you'll see a world full of OSHA violations. Look, that is my upbringing. I just pass the info along. The info being, of course, Miss Stacy's. Hold on, I need to get the comment down for a second. Buyer's Book Rack. Stacy's Book Rack Buyers Club. I don't know her well enough to make the green room level of jokes that my brain is trying to. I'm sure she was a delightful person, and I don't know her well enough yet to make such humor happen. But danged if I want to. Now that I know that $50 gets you free shipping, oh, I know. I just laugh about it now. Indeed. Which is why I don't blast the messenger too much. Blast! That's what we're here. And that's why I had that on me. I'd like to clarify. I use a candle collection I use it for that. Wait, hold on. Nope, go away. There we go. I feel like I missed a comment. Okay. That's why I had that on me. What did you have on me? What did you have on you? Oh, no survival instincts. I have a candle collection on my dresser. And okay. Yes, no. I understand. I just am rather. One of my messages didn't go through. Yeah, that happens sometimes. It took me a second. Uh, the there was discussion about the white Bic lighter curse, and it just happens, and that I carry a lighter when I walk places alone. That's good. I always carry a lighter. You should. Kat says, I have a picture of Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka hanging up in my classroom. I even wrote a school-wide interdisciplinary unit based on the original Willy Wonka. Thanks for reminding me. That's cool. Seriously, that is cool. And I have to admit, I have no problem being compared with Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka. I'd be concerned if it was Johnny Depp's Michael Jackson-ish version, but absolutely love. I absolutely love that you are in that place. Oh God, that's so cool. And I don't smoke either. I know, Cheryl, and I'm proud of you. I'm decorating it today. That makes it not a white one. Thank you. Good to be prepared. My purse has nearly everything you need. I do believe one should never leave the house without a light, a fire, let's see. There's 4 things. Oh, my stick usually. But fire, light, so flashlight, a lighter, a knife, not weaponry, but as a tool. And I prefer not to leave without a stick. I used to add a compass on there, but apparently in other announcements, the Nick Field now shorts out cheap compasses. Might be. I thought they were white, but it could be the yellow ones. I do not care. Neither do I. And his version of Dark Shadows actually broke my heart. It physically hurt me. Trust me, Chris. I'm well acquainted with many addictions. I've seen how it messes people up. That's going to get you another great big hug, Churro. I'm serious. It's going to get like a huge hug soon. I've always messed up with compasses. I move my hand around and they chase me. Yep, a stick. Jose approves. One jalapeno on a stick. Yes, I know. And I've always messed with compasses. If I move my hand, they've chased me around. That might be a Minnesota thing. Let's see. I mean, we do whip. Hey, Don. Hey, Trey, how are you doing? Yay, more hugs. Absolutely more hugs for you. And for Grim, if Grim's still lurking. My heart. Okay, I need to run an ad. You need an ad. No, that's not an ad. That's a thing. Why is that thinging? Stop that. Stop it.
Hello, I'm Dan Hallfield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Abelian Webzine, the world's oldest free creative writing e-zine since 1997. Since then, we have helped over 500 amateur writers learn what they needed to turn pro. www.apelion-webzine.com and read not only what we've got going on right now, but 28 years worth of our archives of stories. Thank you very much.
Oh, I just got to notice that if you have a Kroger's near you and you are interested, they are giving away a free half-gallon of chocolate milk September 26th. So today and tomorrow. are just giving away a thing of chocolate milk for folks who are interested. I hope you guys snag that and have a great time. Get yourself some free chocolate milk. Juan Jalapeno. So many huggers around me. I'm not most of the time. My hugginess is directly proportional to the mojo of the situation. Yay, empathic. And the vast majority of hugs I give are not, they are done in service. Very rarely in my life have I received a lot of like out of the blue hugs. I actually was commenting to Mandy because we were watching Chinese drama, and I was in one of the commercial breaks, that at that at that game night, sorry, my brain is fried, I had received more hugs and more pleasant, contact than in literal entire years of my life. Like dramatic. So like, I think that's why I tend to be so huggy of my friends and so affectionate for the ones who are comfortable with, like not public displays of affection. Usually proportionate to the affection I feel to them, because I never want anybody to feel the way I did. But I also fully understand the people who, I'm a hugger, I'm a shaker. Let's see. Ironically, I was thinking of heading to Kroger. I hope you can get some free chocolate milk and enjoy it. I love hugs, but only with a few specific people. And same here, Carol. I wonder if our Smiths is included since it's part of Kroger. Might have to look it up. Yeah, there has to be some comfort with the person. Indeed. I'm a hugger. I can't help it. Nothing wrong with that either. Yeah. Well, what I think I'm going to do is run a couple ads. I think we're going to wrap up if everybody's okay, because I do have some stuff I need to do. Well, we'll see. I'm going to run an ad and we'll see how everybody's doing, because it looks like the conversation is kind of petered out. I'm going to be doing a lot of art in the near future too, ahead of LodgeCon, in part to simply annoy my lovely wife, because you keep doing awesome art right before conventions. But I may be doing some random streams of all sorts of things in the near future, so don't be surprised if I pop up. I will say, if I'm doing a random stream and it is not at a very isolated time in the indie CD scale, I'll probably only do them to my 3 locations: Nicholas Tockert channel, Nick T_artist on Twitch, and I want to say Nicholas Tockert on Kick. And that's not because I don't want my content up on Indie CD in any way, shape, or form. It's that I don't want to over-dominate the feed there, and I don't want to risk any time conflicts. So that may be a thing. We'll see. But just have to say, people don't get too hug. I just say it so that people don't get too offended when I don't go for a hug immediately. Oh, I understand. I love hugs. Have you ever seen the Peter Gabriel, Kate Bush Don't Give Up music video? I don't think I have, but I will after the show. I've never seen the video, and I've just recently introduced to the song. Well, it gives us something to look up shortly. And we have, we got a couple ads we got to run.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at ndcd.org/about-anti-foxy. I hope to see you there.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
Yep, folks, I am all about letting you guys art. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got a bunch of comments. We'll knock those out real quick. Love me some Peter Gabriel. Excellent choice. First time I heard it was on the way to IndieCD.com. Right after I found out my niece was going to graduate. Aw. All right, guys. Been real stuffy all morning. I'm going to go lay down. Love you guys. See you all later. See ya, kid. Feel better. Feel better, Churro. Lynn is applying spackle to the wall. Once that dries, we'll get sanding and painting. Sounds like a plan. I'm a believer in timing of things, and I'm pretty sure that was one of those things. Oh, absolutely. Oh, thanks for playing my ad, Nick. You know I love you, dear. Pinky Wiggles all, and I just got a few bots I got dodge, and bye for now. Bye, Dan. Guys, keep writing, keep drawing, keep creating, because as long as you do, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you can't edit a blank page. I love you, and you should too, and sometime today I'll be setting up the video for tonight's Historical Fencing Guild live stream. I hope to see some of you there. I know a great many of you will instead be at a certain room of verdant color, and that's okay too. Guys, try to have a little fun, okay? Toodles.